Listen up, you blundering fools. It's time for the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast. Get all the toy talk your evil hearts could desire from these nincompoops. Jason, Corey, Elgin, and Spooty.
Yo, Joe, and welcome to the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast, where a punk rock band of brothers get together to talk about one of our shared loves. That's toy collecting. We're here to celebrate how these little colorful pieces of plastic can transform you into a little kid again. Because we're just big kids.
Is that why we're here?
Oh, yeah. One of the reasons. If this is your first time listening to or watching us on YouTube, thank you so much for doing that. There's so many awesome things in the world for you to give your attention to, so we appreciate that you're giving us a little. It's awesome. You'll also learn soon enough that we are not toy experts. Sorry, guys, but it's true. We're just toy enthusiasts.
So we're not that either?
Oh, yeah, because I did the finger quotes. Right. Time will tell. Time will tell. All I'm saying is
I'm selling all this shit on the show today.
We're not always going to get the details right, obvious, or anything, really. So let's introduce the band, your fellow podcast co-hosts. On lead vocals and rhythm guitar, he's our real American hero. It's Corey Canny.
So I have this tiger sting for sale. It's
no.
30.
I hate this toy.
35 shipped. 35 shipped.
On vocals and lead guitar, and a true master of the universe, the quiet one, Elgin Arney.
Yo, every toy line.
I thought you were going to say yo, Elgin.
Yeah, that would have been better. Yo, Elgin. Just cut that and then tack that on. Okay.
Fast forward.
Next up on the bass guitar, he's more than meets the eye. He's our Transformers guy. It's Spooty.
I have a Tiger Track thing I'll sell you of Corey's for 30.
That's what I paid for it. I'm trying to make a buck.
And on drums, it's me, Jason, and I'm here to share my love of Transformers and all things awesome. Dudes, BBTS, what's that stand for, Corey?
Barry Bonds' tiny scrotum.
Close.
All the steroids.
It stands for Big Bad Toy Store. And the next time you want to visit BBTS, just use our affiliate link. That sounds cool. Just type in bbts.cracktasticplastic.com, and it'll take you to the same Big Bad Toy Store you know and love. And doing it that way helps them know that we sent you there, and that helps a lot. So once again, edit those bookmarks to bbts.cracktasticplastic.com. I didn't breathe in the right spot.
No, but what exactly that gets us, and I'm going to explain this to our listeners and viewers right now, is it gives us the right to continue to say that we're sponsored by BBTS.
Yeah, mostly
That's
that.
pretty much it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But hey, go check them out because they're
more.
awesome.
So today's show, we're going to go postal.
What?
Oh, shit.
Well, hopefully not that kind of postal.
Nope, I got a gun right here.
So do I. Today we're going to talk about collecting those flag points, relic stickers, robot points, or good old proofs of purchase.
Pizza points.
And sending them with a couple bucks to get your very own, Lord knows we had no idea they'd be this rare, mail-away toys. Very exciting. We're also going to visit a toy store later in the show, and Elgin's going to tell us all about it. I can't wait.
Yep.
Thank you for
I will do
letting
that.
us know that will happen.
I agree with you.
You can follow us on Twitter at Cracktastic
My
Pod.
mind kind of blanked out there for a minute.
Lord Jesus, we stand in agreement with Jason right now to tell you the toy store will become your way.
Yes, I like that much better. You can also follow us on Twitter at Cracktastic Pod and on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Patreon at Cracktastic Plastic. But all those cool-ass links can be found at our website, cracktasticplastic.com.
Does anybody else feel like this has gone off the rails and we should start over?
No, well,
Yo, Elgin.
no, it's too late. It's too late. But while you're also surfing the interwebs, be sure to stop by our other sponsor, toyhacks.com. For all your repro label needs, they have an armory where you can get some toy-accurate 3D printed weaponry for your toys, some really awesome stickers for modern new stuff, all the way back to not new stuff. That's old stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. And all sorts of cool things.
The word old was just not in there just then.
That's toyhacks.com. But right now, let's talk about what toys we picked up lately in a segment we call Thrill of the Hunt.
Listen up, you fools! If anyone knows more about searching for the most unique items in the world, it's me, Cobra Commander! In my reign as Cobra's leader, I have acquired countless items, but those meddling Joes have foiled my attempt at worldwide domination over and over again! But it's the thrill of the hunt that fuels my superb rule of Cobra. Pay attention to my loyal subordinates as they tell you of their latest exploits and acquisitions. It's the thrill of the hunt, Cobra!
All right, Corey Kenny. Let's see it. No, I mean the toys that you've picked up lately.
Dicks out for her.
Whip it out.
Oh gosh. Off the rails.
All right. Well, this is Wallace.
Did you just get him?
Yeah, this is
Cool.
Wallace. He's green.
Yep.
He's a bear. He's
Cool,
a
there
beanie
you go.
bear.
What color is that? Yeah, thank you. I know.
What? Oh,
right.
you wanted to see it?
No.
He doesn't.
It smells like floor now.
Oh man. You're gonna Cool.
Is that a Beanie Baby, Corey?
Yeah, it is. It's another beanie baby.
Yeah.
I don't know how many of those brought now, but there's a lot.
No, your joke's totally working. It's great.
When are you gonna find the one-eyed seal?
I think I have it.
He does. In his pants.
Yeah, zing.
Is that my Tiger Force thing
Tiger
that you just
Sting?
sold me?
$35.
$35. No, this is the old one. This is. You remember when we were on tour and I got
I
that from
do.
Jeremy? I almost said Jason. Jeremy.
Yep.
So I had to sit and I told him I'd watch his
Oh,
booth
yeah.
and he gave me a discount. He's like, "Yeah, you got to go poop," and I need a discount.
Yeah, this is the poop wagon.
So that's the poop wagon that I paid. I think I gave him $30 for it. I think he had 40 or maybe
he
it was
wasn't
25.
happy about it.
Anyway,
No.
it was so this is the one I just got on eBay.
Well, it's way nicer.
It's way nicer. It's missing the steering wheel and that's it. And it was $40.
This gets all the stickers.
And that one I
Who's the dude?
that's Flint. No, I just totally lost. Oh, so when we were on tour, like we went to a toy store and I don't remember which one, and they had one complete for $80. And I had buyer's remorse or like non-buyer's remorse because they didn't have it. Or Jesus. Because I didn't buy it, and then I got home and the next week I'm like I'm gonna call them, and I called them,
That's the one.
and they're like,
Oh, that's
oh
it
yeah,
was
no, we sold
It
that
was at
last
toy
week.
store in Ohio.
Yeah, one of them, and
Narrow it down.
and I called them the next week. Like, yeah, we don't
sold
have
it,
it.
so
And
you
we
cried
sold it,
for a
and I
while,
cried for a while.
yeah.
I'm like, all right, well, I'll just complete this one, and then I never completed it because I just never got around to finding parts. And then that one came up in an auction.
You're like, I'm gonna complete
And
that
well,
one.
it was like an actual bid auction, not a buy it now. And so I'm like, all right, well, I'll bid
for it.
$45, and it's going to go way above that because these things usually sell for like $70 or $80. And anyway, and then there's this. This is the devilfish, and that's complete, and I got that for $30.
It was the toy store where you had your helicopter.
Yeah, I bought the Tiger
and,
Fly.
And then you were like racing around in the toy store going, and then you're making
Probably
shooting
way
noises.
too long.
Was I?
Yeah, you were spinning it, and then you're like,
Oh, that doesn't surprise me at all.
but it was that store.
A lot of missiles on that guy.
So yeah, that's complete, and like they're usually more than they're not a lot more than 30 complete, but I was happy to get that one.
Does it float?
It does, yeah.
Sweet.
Is that the toy store with the old Asian lady?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then
Almost got it, but I can't remember.
and
It's in
this
Ohio.
is another Eels Cobra diver dude.
Whoa, he can swim right
And he does, yeah.
out of
He's
the water
missing,
into that boat.
He's missing his breather tubes.
Oh yeah.
And this
Yeah, we're gonna say
is Destro, and I've had him for a while, but his accessories are, and that's here. So I brought this one too. And that's not his. That's an accessory pack Mindbender gun, and it's blue. And his backpack and gun used to be that same blue color. And then I used the Rit dye stuff and boiled them and thought, hey, I'll just try this out and see what happens. And it turned him pretty close to black.
Yeah.
If you have it next to the original, it's pretty obvious that there's a difference. But
So you dyed the weapon?
yeah, I dyed the weapon and the
Okay.
backpack both.
Oh.
They were both that blue color. And so if they're next to each other, it's obvious that it's not all the way black like an original. But for my display purposes, and because I've never bothered finding Destro's original stuff because I had the accessory pack, I thought, this accessory pack stuff is cheap and not expensive to find, and I'll just dye it and see what happens. And it worked out pretty well. So it displays nicely.
Is there a like a really fast dot point of the process of dyeing a piece of plastic?
Yeah. Certain plastics, like softer plastics, are more easy to dye. Like all the newer stuff, like
Soft.
like and all the newer Motu stuff and like all the newer Joe stuff. The softer the plastic, the more susceptible it is to accepting the dye. But it's just poured into a pot of water, like empty a bottle of the RIT. It has to be the synthetic dye because the regular stuff doesn't work. But it's RIT is how it's spelled, and it's a brand. You buy it at Hobby Lobby or on Amazon or whatever, and you just dump it into a pan of water and boil it and check it every once in a while and stir it, and then it's.
Is it because the plastic's a little more porous? You think?
I think so.
Can absorb some more.
It's it's the same as like the black wash that you use. It kind of absorbs into the plastic.
So how long you let it soak?
Till it's the color you want.
That's a good answer.
But it's got to be like not boiling. It's got to be like hot. The water has to stay hot.
Huh.
So like put it on whatever your stove does to make it not boil but stay really hot. And
that's different for everyone.
Because then it softens.
Low.
Yeah, it softens the plastic a little bit, and then So. Oh, and then Russell and Eddie. Jesus, Russell and Eddie. Got me starting to collect some Hot Wheels. It's really hard not to buy a toy that's $1.25, which is why Elgin keeps going and buying Final Faction stuff too.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, would you buy Final Faction if they were $5?
No.
I wouldn't buy Hot Wheels if they were $5 either.
But I'm cheap, so you guys know that.
Yeah, no.
But it does help that it's $1.25.
Yeah.
Or it was $1. And then, of course, they hooked me into it. Then they got
they hook you into it, and then you get you for the roll quarters.
Just trying to understand Hot Wheels, people, without being too slanderous.
No, is it just? I don't know.
I know you have a large love for cars in general, and so does Eddie.
Everybody that I know that collects Hot Wheels does.
It's mainly just for love of cars.
No, just the people I know personally that collect Hot Wheels. They have like an affinity for cars, and they collect or they collect or work on or enjoy actual. Like Jake has a huge Jake Rush has a huge Hot Wheels collection, but he also has several like classic cars that he drives around and.
Cool.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and I mean Russell and Eddie are really the only other Hot Wheels collectors I know, and they're huge car guys.
Yeah.
Doesn't Zabornik collect them?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he collects everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but like, I don't think either of them collect or hunt anything that's like this is valuable or anything like that. Sure. It's just like I see that and I like it, and like Russell has a collection. He's like I found him one in Washington. It's like it's like this little green cartoon looking truck, and this makes his 16th one. He just like every time he sees one, he buys it. It's like a emerald green color little square body Chevy, but like cartoony. And so yeah, he's army building the Hot Wheels.
Do you have parameters for your collection?
Yeah, I liked these, so I bought them.
Well, no, that's fine.
That's it.
That's
are you
just
gonna open
pretty.
them
I
or
like
keep
it.
them on card?
Good question.
I don't know. I mean, I don't have any reason to not open them other than like,
the kids swallowing them.
No, because they have way more cars than they know what to do with. Like they play with them all the time. So I don't know. I don't know. I might like give.
Good question.
I might pick one and give one to each of my brothers or something. I just thought they were cool, so I bought them.
You should build like a little racetrack. I've seen him on TikTok. There's this guy that does he builds it.
I can watch that all
I know,
day.
It's so good.
All freaking day.
But he has it like set up. It goes back and forth, and there's like splits.
There's two
and
ramps.
There's jumps.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
And then he'll race cars. He'll drop a car, and then he'll just set them there. Like this one's in first place now. And this one's
exactly.
Like,
he pulls it off the track and puts it there. He's like, "This is the new first place."
Yeah.
And then it's like,
and so it hooks you. She's like, "Does this one go farther? Is this one gonna make it?
And then because there's
there's no way this one's gonna make it.
There's
'cause
like
it's
hairpin
heavy.
turns and then jumps, so it might go to a T and then like hit the T or something, and then or flip around on it because it's not just
or like
single
it jumps
track.
the
It's like
wheel
double,
and
triple
then
track.
one of the wheels drags on the side and like
goes backwards for a while and then
Yeah.
spins around on the curve.
You guys are adorable.
And there's like a big heavy one, and you're like, "There's no way that fucking
I
thing's
know.
gonna go," and then it makes it all the way to the end. You're like, "No way!"
It's like that Mario Kart went all the way around.
Yeah. Yeah, I stumbled across those videos a couple weeks ago. I'm like, I can watch this shit all day long.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
That's it.
Elgin.
All right, I got a bunch of stuff here. I got a Foot Soldier from the new reissue
Yay.
Turtle line. I finally found it at our Walmart. It was the only one there.
Ah.
I was hoping to get two so I could flank
Yep.
Shredder with two Foot
Got it.
Soldiers, but that's not probably going to happen. But they're only $10, which is not bad for a reissue. It's actually less than when the first time the wave came out of the first Turtles. Those are like $12.99, I think, and then, but these are $9.99, which is weird. That Wave 2 is actually less. Anyway, but I never had Foot Soldier as a kid for whatever reason, and so this was like my actual first
Yay.
Foot Soldier.
If the
So
reason
cool.
you had it was the same reason I didn't have it, it's because my parents thought they were demon possessed.
Nope, I
Alright.
just I don't know. I just didn't get one for a birthday or Christmas. I guess that would probably have been the only.
I haven't found them
time.
yet. Kind of bummed. I found Bebop and Rocksteady. I got
I
those
saw those.
too.
I didn't buy them. I really just wanted two Foot Soldiers to pair against
Yeah,
with Shredder, so he could, just like I have, two Eternian guards and two Horde troopers and. All
Wait,
that stuff.
this is like a re-release, a new one, right?
That's the reissue.
Yeah,
Uh,
but it's
from
the,
Playmates
like the
Toys.
original mold and
It looks a
stuff.
lot like
Pretty
it.
much, yeah.
Like I said, I never had one as a kid, so
I'm
not sure,
Okay,
but
yeah.
it feels very similar to what it was. So they're actually zombies, which is weird.
I didn't know that.
I was reading the card back of it, and it was like they're like that's why they have like these yellow eyes, is because they're toxic zombies or something. It's some
Cool.
weird thing.
That definitely did not come across
No.
in the
No.
live action movie.
They were just like punks.
Yeah.
But yeah, he stands up okay.
Better than Shredder.
Yeah, gosh, Shredder's a anyway.
Hashtag better than Shredder.
Then I'm starting the. Actually, let me go back. So this was one I forgot to talk about a couple times ago. It's the Snake Armor Skeletor from the Mochi Origins line. This was actually in the 2000X line. They had a Snake Armor, one of the millions of variants that they did. That kind of killed the line, which now Origins is kind of doing the same thing of like variant to death.
Yeah.
But it's a Snake Armor. There's a Snake Armor He-Man as well. So anytime in the 2000X line, anytime they did one variant like He-Man, they had to do a Skeletor. So there's a bunch of those like that. But he's got a little greenish colored sword, snake sword, I guess, and a big old shield that looks 3D printed. And then his like snake armor, which if you look close on the front of it, it looks like it's got a little mustache underneath his eyes.
Yeah.
If you can kind of look when you look at it. I just saw that earlier. I was like, he's got a cute little mustache there. But yeah, that's the snake. That's from Wave.
Don't have him yet.
You know what wave that is. I don't have to tell you. You can look it up. Then, so once I was finally finished with the Origins, I was starting the CGI Netflix show line of toys. I got the Ram Mam figure. I got this on clearance. It was $5 because I said that I didn't even want this figure, and I was definitely not going to pay full price for it for a figure I didn't want. But at $5, you can't say no to that.
There's quite a few toys in your collection that you were never going to
I know. But when the price is right, you can't say no. And the Stratos, so Ram Man looks pretty much like how she does Ram Mam, I should say, not man. With when she has the power and transforms. So on the show, Netflix show, when He-Man transforms, all of his friends also transform and become like super.
So she has a jetpack head.
Yes, she has and jetpack legs.
Yeah.
And so her helmet that she has on the show turns into like this crystal helmet.
Oh.
Yeah, it looks like it's like the Breaking Bad meth head there. But yeah, then that's like her because her power is to ram. That's the whole thing. Like Ram Man had and now Ram Mam has. Anyway, so then Stratos, he was in season 2, 3 of the show. I think he was in both seasons, like the end of season 2 and most of season 3. But he's got these translucent wings, greenish wings, and then these kind of whatever color the gray and purple ish.
Close. It's blue.
Yeah. Anyway, you can move his wings around, so you can like stab people with them and do stuff like that. But I got this for Christmas. That's all. It's April now, so I'm a little backlogged on doing stuff for figures. But yeah, that's from the CGI Netflix show, as opposed to the Masterverse Revelations, which is also on Netflix.
It's not A-Train from The Boys. Kind of.
It could be.
That's cool.
He was kind of a jerk in the show. If you watch the show, he was not like a great character. You kind of hated him. He did redeem himself finally.
So A-Train from The Boys.
Yeah, he's kind of like this arrogant jerk.
Is Stratus a good guy or a bad guy?
He's normally a good guy. He still is, but he was like more of a jerk in the kid show.
Right. Okay.
They kind of made him into that more so. Then I went down to Hannibal, Missouri to go hang out with Sergeant Slaughter and go to the toy show there, the Big River Comic Con. Found a few things. I had Sergeant Slaughter sign my Master of the WWE Eternia Universe card. That it's just the card back for it. But I had him sign it there on the top. It says Eddie Zelgin. Sergeant Slaughter. Hall of Fame 2004. I think he spelled my name wrong too. Even though I said the guy's like, yeah, it's Elgin, ELGN. And then I think there's an I in there, but it's fine. He's old. So
wait, what was the most recent one? It wasn't Aldrin.
It was Ultra.
Ultra, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, from the YouTube captions.
Eddie's Ultra.
Yep. Then after I got him sign that stuff and took pictures with my son and everything, went around, walked around and found some toys. I found this Squeeze. He was from the Snake Men. He's missing his little snake guy accessory, and I think his finger's broken too. But I have him.
Heck yeah.
Finally.
Heck
and his arms, I can do that. Or knock him over, it's fine.
No.
But his arms, as his name implies, they squeeze a guy around or a girl.
That's so awesome.
And I did find out when I was playing with this with Ethan, is that you can actually move his arm through his body.
So one normal size arm, and then
and I couldn't stop laughing when I did this when I was playing with Ethan. He was like, oh, I got this hand. I was like, I'm gonna punch you, but the longest punch to like, and I couldn't stop laughing because it was so ridiculous that like his one arm is like, this is my good arm.
wow.
But yeah, that's what happens. But yeah, you can move it in through his entire body. And he's part of the Snake Men. It came out, this was 86, I believe. I think it says 85 in the back, but it wouldn't have come out until 86. So near the end of the line.
Squeeze.
So now I just need Snake Face, who has little snakes that come out of his face.
Ah, good name.
Yeah. So he does actually have the little action where it swivels, but yeah, he's a big bendy snake guy. Also got this Secret of the Dragon's Egg Golden Book there that formerly belonged to Brian Ratch. So
Ratch.
if you're out there, I have your book.
You can't have it back.
Keeping it.
And I'll sell it to you for
I have your book and fuck you.
for $50. That's there. Classic golden book with colors and stuff.
So cool.
They're pretty awesome collectible books. And then finally, I saw this bootleg wrestler. I picked it up because he has this little championship belt on him, which I thought was awesome. And this is a Wrestling Champions figure, bootleg figure that they made. I'm not really sure who made it. It was either Remco or SunGold. They're all kind of the same company from out of Hong Kong. But they just made generic
Giant-headed wrestlers.
wrestling figures in the 5.5 scale and gave them little championship belts. And that's
Wow.
it. They're called wrestling champions.
Those eyes. That
Who,
I
made,
know.
who makes them?
Either SunGold or Remco. They're kind of the same company, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're just. I don't. It was just. Yeah, the eyes are kind of staring your soul. But they're just kind of fun little bootleg figures. It's like he smelled something.
No, his face looks like really, really familiar. Like
It's
No, it's not squishy.
probably based off of some wrestler,
no,
but they're just like
it looks like some terrible stoner '90s actor, and I just can't remember. I
Oh.
can't place the movie or the face. I mean I can't place the movie.
right. Who is
Anyway.
it? Who is it? No.
Crazy.
But yeah, that was so I got all those from basically from the same seller there. They were really the only one that had kind of Motu vintage stuff there. They had a bunch of other stuff that I would have liked, but I didn't have enough cash for for some of the stuff. I got all these for less than what they wanted. I think they were asking 40 for the snake for the squeeze, and I got them for like 32.
Heck
They
yeah.
were kind of because it was one of those where, which I don't like, is where you give them a price and they're like, oh, let me call the person who's actually running the
Yeah.
thing, and like, so then I'm like waiting for them. Oh, they said this price. I'm like, okay, will you do this price?
Let me call.
And then let me text them and call them again. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like just you're here with the stuff.
Yeah.
You should know the prices for stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm not asking like I said like 30, like $10 is not.
Or instead of
No.
jumping through all those hoops, just say, "Look, I'm not authorized to haggle with you."
Exactly. Yeah.
Which, yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's
just-
what I did when I was waiting for Jeremy to come back from pooping. Will you
Right.
take this much? This is not my
Or is that-
stuff. You will have to wait for him to come
Or is
back.
that what Elgin's supposed to say? Like, it's 30.
Oh,
I can't haggle back up with you. That's
Yeah.
the price I got.
I thought you were going to say Elgin needs to say, "Sorry, I have to go poop."
Sorry, gotta go poop.
Classic Elgin.
Yeah. But I did get them for, a lower price, but it just took forever because it was a back and forth,
Gross.
which it was fine at the end, but it took so much time, to do that. But that's all I have for now.
Awesome. Spudamus.
I got a couple cool things and a bunch of crap.
Come on.
Sweet.
Don't say that.
Can't wait.
That's true. I played with it.
Not-
It's crap.
They're not good. I got a bunch of the Rise of the Beast toys. And
You did.
that's Optimus Primal and Skull Cruncher. And this
Yeah, he
is
looked awesome. I like the head sculpt on him.
and this is RC, and I don't know what the wolf is.
Weird Wolf?
I don't know.
Wolfie?
Didn't pay attention.
But these are still not. I mean, they're still a cheaper line of the line.
They're like $30.
What?
They're
Each?
27 something.
Each?
Yeah, yeah.
They don't.
For
They,
well,
they
for
feel
the two,
cheap.
They feel light.
the
Yeah.
2-pack.
Okay, well, this one is especially bad because Spooty showed this one to me earlier,
Uh-huh.
and his transformation, it's pretty complicated. Hold on. It's like I learned it though pretty quick.
Are
All
you
done.
serious?
That's it.
His elbows don't even bend.
His elbows don't bend. His knees don't
What?
bend.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
Well, his knees do bend, I guess.
Yeah.
His elbows don't bend.
Why?
Yeah.
Oh my.
So yeah, that's the crap he's talking about.
This is like
I see.
a cheap Optimus Prime, which is still like $12.
12 bucks.
Feels.
And
feels
that's like the
cheap.
cheapest. It's not a bad transformation.
Not as
Yeah.
bad as that primal.
No.
Wow.
There's
that's crazy.
the other Optimus Primal that has, I don't know what the wolf is. That's got a
Still no elbows.
Looks like
like a target master sort of
turns into a crossbow.
lion that turns into a crossbow.
Weird.
His elbows at least bend. But still a pretty basic. I mean, Optimus Primal's always been like a pretty basic transformation.
Sure.
So I didn't expect a whole lot. But that's not
So on the
not great.
yeah, that's
That's
ridiculous.
the epitome of a not a
Yeah.
lot.
And then the Optimus Prime in that size range.
Wow.
Is not bad.
This guy's the same.
4 inch.
The dog that turns into a chainsaw is really weird combination.
That's odd.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, these Target Masters I like more than probably the actual toy.
yeah. And then I got
It's so
the
weird.
Legacy Armada.
Don't you be
Starscream?
talking shit about him.
That one's not bad. Like, other than it's $35.
Yeah, it's a Voyager. He's a big boy.
But he's not bad. I wish his wing sword thing actually had somewhere to go while he was in jet mode.
This one,
Yeah.
the gray one.
The other one does. But other than that, pretty good.
I was shocked at
This
how
one feels the
big he
best
was.
Yeah.
actually
of
compared.
all of them so far.
Then I got some blind bag Mario Legos.
You're still doing that?
Mario.
Yeah. So
Oh, that's
because the new movie came out, so we got
yeah.
cat Goombas,
Which
which I didn't know were a thing.
That's cool.
That's actually really awesome.
Yeah, these are pretty cool. I liked them.
I thought that was a barcode
Yeah, they're-
on the back for a minute.
They're bigger than
They are. So like you can scan
Is it?
them.
Oh, nice.
Anybody see the Mario
Oh,
movie yet?
this one's given the
No.
finger too.
Yeah.
It sounds so
back.
good though. It looks so good.
And then I can't remember his name, but it's a
Sorry.
Koopa of some sort.
Just
It's like one of
Daryl
his-
the Koopa.
like his like his nephew or something.
Daryl the Koopa.
It's Jeeber Koopa.
Oh, he's like $5.
I
Yeah, they're
just
like $5.
broke it. I just broke it. Oh, I broke
Oh,
it
geez,
more.
you really
Which-
did.
Which for
There's a lot
five
more
10
there.
minutes.
No, there's a piece over here, so I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you did videos of all this, right?
Yep.
I
Check
might
it out
still
later.
when I end up putting them back together later.
Blind bag.
Where he's done breaking them.
Yeah.
You'll have to
Yeah.
do that.
And then Jason just got me this thing, which is
Just a dinosaur.
just a dinosaur. You push the button on the top, on his shoulder.
Right here.
Nope.
Right here.
There.
Whoa!
Turns
Whoa.
into Megatron.
No.
Spins.
I mean,
Does
this
stuff.
does have the arm.
Does this do anything?
I think when it's in the dyno mode.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Wee. It's fun.
It's a chunky
What's this
monkey.
do? Anything?
It has
the
a
batteries
on-off
weren't dead.
switch. Yeah.
Work.
What would it sound like, Elgin? Nice.
Optimus. Roll out. I guess he doesn't have wheels. He's a dinosaur. I already forgot what he was.
But then the coolest thing I got was it's from Dungeons and Dragons toy line.
Did see that.
It's a 20-sided die that turns into a black dragon.
That's cool. Is his mouth open?
I got the owlbear.
What's that?
I got the owlbear
Smell
one.
does
I haven't seen that one. yet.
Man Bear Pig.
With Patrick Duffy's hand. And a celery stick.
And then that's all I got.
Awesome. Yeah, dang. I'm glad that you.
You didn't spend the money on those?
Yep. I mean, I knew I was gonna not do the movie line just because I needed to take a break somewhere. Can't buy all the toys,
I just transformed that.
Oh, sorry.
but that's pretty cool. All right, I got some things too.
Sweet.
I don't know if you guys know this, but Fortnite toys are cool.
I heard that.
Please reference our last video. I found the guy I talked about that I was looking for, Punk.
CM Punk.
Nope.
Oh.
Orange
County?
pumpkin-headed guy.
Orange County Punk.
Is it punk or pump?
Oh, that's so
That's
much
way-
better.
That's way, we're going to call him out
Punk.
now. Punk.
Punk.
It's harder to say. He's got a little backpack. He's got a couple bats. One with stuff growing out of it. It's pretty neat, but he's got that sweet gun. Neat polka dotted socks. Anyway, it's really cool, awesome articulation. I'm having a lot of fun. Him fighting against meow skulls on my desk.
Does he have another head sculpt or just this one?
Just the one.
Okay.
I did get a movie toy, a Transformers Rise of the Beast toy, because it was an alligator, so I had to get it. It's pretty cool, huh? Yep. He's like $6.
I can't see it from here,
So who's that?
so I'll
Crocobite?
take your word for it.
Skull Cruncher, but he's
Skull
a
Cruncher.
target master. Oh, he's a gun now.
Pew, pew, pew.
Tuck his feet in.
Tuck
but
his little
no,
feet
it's a
in.
gun. Yeah, he's neat.
Pumpkin jam, yummy jam.
But Skull Cruncher's neat, and,
It's
and
like
like
spice. Pump.
Yeah.
I'm
Just-
surprised
Pumpkin
that didn't
spice.
come with this Optimus Primal.
I
since
know,
the
right?
other Skull Cruncher came with
And there was a 2-pack in Generations where there was Optimus and a Megatron version of an alligator. It was cool. Anyway, then I got a whole bunch of core class stuff.
Sweet.
I got Grimlock,
Big booty Grimlock.
Big Booty G. He's a combiner set now, core class combiner Dinobot set. But he's neat. It's Grimlock. I got Nemesis Prime. It's got a sweet axe. I love the blue metallic on this axe,
Sweet
which
ass.
is a new thing added. The original Optimus mold didn't come with that axe, so it's neat.
Oh, that's cool.
I got Thundercracker.
This is core class, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you see any of these again, you need to pick them up for me.
Mm-hmm. I ordered these from
Okay.
From a store.
some Big Bad Toy Store sponsor.
BBTS.
And then I did find this guy at a Target yesterday. It's Laserbeak.
Pew pew.
It's from Dark of the Moon.
Oh, okay.
There was, I guess, a scene where Laserbeak hid in a, turned himself
haven't
into a
seen that
car
movie.
to hide. And so I don't know.
So he's a car now?
Just for a scene in Dark of the Moon, I think. I don't think it's even the whole movie. All this really just means is there's going to be a Bumblebee core class coming at some point. But they did Laserbeak first.
I don't
Interesting.
remember that at all.
I
Nope,
haven't
me
watched
either.
that movie. I should probably watch it.
I
Is
would.
that the one with the nanobot?
Yeah,
I have no
I
memory.
think so.
I thought that's the
Or that Revenge of the
Nanobot
Fallen?
movie.
And then I got my second Power Rangers action figure. I went to A to Z Toys this weekend.
Lucky.
And I know. Yeah. And just sitting up on the shelf was this guy, and I was like, how do I not take him home with me? It's
What's his
Eye
name?
Guy.
Oh, I thought it was Smallpox.
Nope, it's Eye Guy. I actually, Big Bad Toy Store had the weekend sale, and there's the Lightning Collection version of this guy, super cheap. And I'm like, well, now since I'm an Eye Guy,
Did you order it?
yeah, I did. So my third Power Ranger
But
toy
this,
is coming.
this is the vintage one. Yes.
Yep, this is the vintage one. He's got some eye boobs and this button on the back, and whoop! Look at that. That's pretty neat. And then his head.
Not safe for work.
His head is not an eyeball, but then it is. It's pretty cool. I like it anyway.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wait, his head does something?
Yeah, his head does something too.
94.
95.
So the only way this
94.
pumpkin head guy could have been better is if this, one of his bats was the colors of candy corn.
Ooh,
That would have been better.
Get a little white out on there, and
Yeah.
Could make it.
that's a good
Something.
call with the white out.
With some yellow on the tip, too.
Just the tip.
All right, well, let's get into our topic for today, huh? What do you say, gang?
Yeah.
Okay.
But we got to wait 6 to
Okay.
8 weeks.
That's funny because we're talking about mail-aways. What's mail-away, Elgin?
It's when you mail away proofs of purchase. That's the
That's
plural.
unofficial.
Yep.
Mhm.
And then,
Are you sure it's not proofs of purchase?
Oh, I got one
That
more
could be
thing.
that.
I got the arc from
oh yeah,
that one
back
guy,
here.
Russell.
You forgot about
that thing over there.
Well, it wasn't here. So
Oh yeah, watch out.
the Titan
That's huge.
thing keeps going. There's more Titans.
That's from
to come.
Russell.
Yep. Got that from Russell. He just
Nice.
messaged me out of the blue one day. He's like, hey, you want that? I'm like, am I breathing? Yes. And so thank you, Russell. Appreciate that.
Anyway,
Yes. Oh, sorry.
anyway, a lot of toys came with points on the back of their card. You could cut them out, collect them, and then mail them in along with money for shipping and handling, and then wait,
Forever.
6 to 8 weeks, or
Yep.
forever, which felt like forever, because there was no tracking back in the 80s and 90s, pre-internet. Couldn't really track anything. You just had to wait for the mail to show up.
Mm-hmm.
And then you finally got a toy that never was released. Usually
and it
a
was-
variant or a repaint, sometimes a new character, but
It was usually either 4 to 6 weeks or 6 to 8 weeks, and then when you're a child,
that's
that means that
forever.
you start checking the mailbox after 1 week, and you check it every single day for the next 7 weeks.
Yep.
And you're so disappointed for
come-
so long.
You show up after school
Uh-huh.
and like, oh, mail's here, and then
Mom,
nothing.
mom.
Oh, more childhood trauma.
Yeah.
Daily disappointment.
Yep. That was growing up in the 80s. 80s was daily disappointment.
It was. It was
And
a lot
now
of
you understand a little bit more
delayed,
about why
and
we
a lot
are
of
the way we
delayed
are.
gratification.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of that.
Because
Or
Christmas
something.
only comes around once a year.
And your
It's bull.
birthday.
It's
and-
bull.
Yeah. Especially, and if your birthday was near Christmas, you're screwed.
Yeah.
That's true. So did any of you guys actually mail away anything?
Yes.
You did.
Lots of things. Is this
Really?
what you're looking for? Yeah. Okay, good.
So
'cause
they
it
were
bounced
called
off my-
flag points. Yeah.
flag points. Yeah, that was
The
the GI
G.I.
Joe
Joe,
thing, and you send in the flag points and your $2 or $3 for postage and handling, and then you waited several weeks, and it was there was a pretty wide spectrum of stuff. There were a few things that were exclusively mail away, and there were a lot of things that were like, oh yeah, we're done with retail, but you can still get this as mail away for the next 6 years.
Really?
Yeah, for real. Like
Wow.
like Hooded Cobra Commander. Here's one.
Yep. I love this guy.
Oh no, he's in 2 bags. Okay, whoops. Hooded Cobra Commander. He was never actually available at retail. He was strictly mail away, which you would think would make him more rare, but he's all over it was because
Really?
A lot
yeah,
of kids
and-
mailed in for it, I guess.
Well, and it's because he was available as a mail away from 1983 until 1990 or 91,
wow.
something like that.
Yeah.
And then he also came as like a figure, like the mystery figure in some collector's pack in like 92, 93 or 93,
Neat.
94. So he was available in some sort of mail away or other version for almost 10 years. And that's a pretty long run for a figure because most Joe stuff, like it got 2 years. Like it got from the beginning of 84 to the end of 85 and then it's done.
So that Cobra Commander, all you had to do is send in $1 and 7 flag points.
Yeah.
Wow.
So not a lot of flag points
Yeah.
and not a lot of money to actually get it either.
Jeez.
And with the availability being from an extended period
Yeah,
of time,
for so long.
that's probably
A lot of opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is not a rare figure. This one's in good shape. The gold's good mostly.
That gold is beautiful.
And so like the prices for him are all over the place. I see some people asking like $30 for this figure in this condition, all the way up to like $100 for this figure in way worse condition.
And he just has
And
the
it's
gun on
just
his
like-
back.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, it's the same mold as the other. The body is the same mold as 82, 83 Cobra Commander. It's just got a different head.
So cool.
So yeah, that's him. And the other one that's like kind of, I don't know. This is Lifeline, and he was available as a mail away through Kellogg's. So like you had to send in cereal points to get him.
box tops, I'm guessing.
Yeah, though, like, or UPC codes or so. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But the only difference between him and the retail release is the difference on this leg.
This one leg.
This one leg, yeah. He's got the mail away version has nothing, and the retail version had like a flashlight thing.
He's
I
got
think it's a
blank
flashlight.
legs.
Yeah, that's
Just-
the only
just
difference.
rescue.
Other than maybe the accessories were a little different.
So did you have any Steel Brigade?
Got this guy.
Check it out.
I did. That's so that's
From
what they look
Jelly.
like. That's a Black Major one, but that's what Steel Brigade looks like. If anybody doesn't know, I did have a regular, whatever the most common one probably is. I mailed away for practically like, I mean for a lot of stuff. Like my Duke was a mail away. My Cobra Commander. I had a Steel Brigade. I'm sure there were some others that I'm not remembering.
The fridge.
I had him.
Ooh, I want.
And I've got him at home. I forgot about
Perry,
him.
the refrigerator from the
Yeah.
Bears.
So
So the Steel Steel
Sergeant
Brigade
Slaughter
there
with-
was popular. Was offered from 87 to 94.
Yeah,
It's
and
like
there's
another
different-
long-
Wow.
Yeah,
the
but there's
long
like
range
different
on it.
versions of him that are like more rare. Like I think version A is more rare, and then there's a version E. That yeah. Sorry, I was a slip of the tongue. Just thinking about people that collect GI Joes. There's a I think it's like version E that is highly contested because people say no, it doesn't exist, and other people are like, oh yeah, I've seen one in a bag. And then like 92 or 93 is when the gold head one came out. And that one didn't get ordered a lot. And so its prices have leveled hard. Like you can get one for like $700 now, but like mid-pandemic, $3,000. People were paying.
Whoa!
Yeah, people were paying for a gold head. And now he's plummeted in value.
Only this big.
Yeah. And he was his
Crazy.
colors were like
Insane.
dark blue and gold with like a bright green vest and stuff.
Sergeant Slaughter,
Yeah.
I believe, was another mail away figure
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, there
You
was
just met him.
there were a couple
He
versions
told me, he's
of,
like, "Hey, you're doing a show on mailaways." I was a mailaway. No, he didn't say that. But
yeah, there were a couple versions of him that were mailaways, and then there were a couple that were available like retail with like I think his Triple T was available retail, but I could be wrong about that. But this is an example of figure that was like available at retail and then discontinued, but could still get him mail away. This is the retail version, and this is the mail away version. And look him over and see if you can spot the differences, because they're subtle, but they're obvious to.
You Joe people see
Like
things.
I
that-
genuinely like Elgin, like, and I know I make fun of your colorblind stuff all the time, but like I genuinely
I
do
am
question
blind.
whether you'll be able to see the difference here because it's so light. But like
the color of them.
the color of the fur on his hat and his vest
helmet.
are different. The color of the patch on his arm on the mail away is lighter, and then if you turn him over on his butt, like the Made in Hong Kong sits lower under the pockets on the mail away version. I was over at Jeremy's last week, and he was showing me some stuff. He bought like a huge lot of figures, and I pulled one out. I was like, "Oh, hey, that's a mail away Frostbite." He's like, "Really? How do you know?" And so I pulled, like he took another Frostbite off his shelf, and I was showing him the differences. But yeah. So it's subtle. So the sculpt's exactly the same, but it's just like subtle little things they did like that, so that you can distinguish the mail away from the.
Farther away, I can see it even better.
Yeah. Can you see the difference in the colors of the
I
fur?
mean-
Like to me, like one of
Helmet.
them's like really,
Light.
one of them's kind of tan and one of them's
this
kind
one
of
looks
green.
darker than this one.
Yep.
Yeah,
Sorry, this one looks darker than this one.
yeah, it's like a little more green.
I know I'm just saying this one, but
Yeah, the
I
one in
mean,
my
watch
right
the video.
hand.
This one's darker than this one.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's I mean that's it for his.
I mean, I would say the Hong Kong butt label would
Yeah,
be
that's pretty
a
obvious.
better giveaway of
Yeah.
than if you didn't.
yeah.
If you're blind like I
Unfortunately,
am.
like, I mean, there's probably several examples of that where like the waist has been switched and
Oh,
like
sure.
you just didn't know. Like this mail away, and like that's the thing. Like with the value of this particular one, there's not a lot. It's maybe like a $5 to $10 difference in the mail away version. Like a frostbite figure with his gun should be $10. Like that's what you should pay for one.
Sure.
People are trying to get $30 out of him, and that's stupid. He should be $10. And the mail away version, 20, maybe 30 if he's like pristine. But
Yeah.
there's not a whole lot of value in them. Just like the Cobra Commander, there's not a lot of value in this figure. Like
There's
this,
so many.
I think I paid like $10 for this figure, and this was a few
That's
years
cool.
ago. But still, people are
Yeah.
paying like 80, or they're asking 75, $80 for him, and while others are asking like 30.
I mean, it's still like 10 times as much as you would have paid in the.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And the Steel Brigade figures, those have like the non-gold head, just the regular ones. Those have really leveled off too. Like
Yeah.
they were pushing 150 to 200, and now you can buy, like, people are trying to sell complete ones. You can find them $75 easy. So anyway, that's all I actually physically have with me. That's mail away stuff, and it didn't occur to me to bring the fridge because I forgot all about him. He was sitting on my shelf, and I think that's.
Fridge.
I thought he was in the
that's the-
kitchen.
He might be. I think that's the only other mail
the
away thing
ching-
that I have, as far as I know, off the top. Other than the HasLab Sky Striker was obviously I had got that in the mail. I mean, now it's all mail away stuff. It all has
Kinda.
to.
Right.
Yeah, I have
Sort
to get
of.
everything in the mail or order it online or whatever. But
And so Motu has really only had one very, very famous.
Yeah, for the original vintage line, there are some in 2000X.
Oh.
I think a Moss Man was a mail away specifically because it was flocked. But for the actual vintage 80s, early 80s Motu line, there was only Wondar or Savage He-Man. That wasn't really. It was just the urban myth that it was Wonder Bread. It was never part of Wonder Bread. It was basically buy 3 figures, get 1. And because maybe the ads ran with Wonder Bread ads at the same time, then it got
it
got jumbled. It was never part of that.
Okay.
It was always part of Mattel's promotion.
I just assumed that they were promoting it like
Yep.
with stickers on the Wonder Bread
When I was
bags or
younger, I
something, like
thought
on
it was-
cereal.
It
like
was
they
it
do on
was
cereal
never
stuff.
aligned with them. It was actually just part of Mattel's promotion to get rid
man.
of. I have my Mattel Creations One
But
Dar.
then the fandom adopted
You
the
Yeah.
have
name.
literally just blown tens of minds.
Yeah, so the One Dar name really came from the Classics line in the early 2000s when they actually put out a figure, called it One Dar, and then gave him a little loaf of bread as an accessory, along with the other stuff that he has. And so that was kind of like, oh, now he's called One Dar, and so that's like it helps that myth go on. But this was the Mattel creation. It's basically what he would have looked like, except he wouldn't have had this harness. That harness, the black Zodak harness, was actually in a weapons pack, and that was the thing with these figures. They were just a naked figure, and they came with like 5 maroon colored weapons
in a bag.
in a bag. Yeah, so it was basically a naked figure with some weapons that were recolored weapons from Castle Grayskull, and a lot of times people, once that weapons pack came out, they're like, oh, there's an extra harness that doesn't go with anybody, so let's just put it on this naked figure. And that's kind of how it's, grown as well, is that they're giving a nod to that weapons pack as well. Those weapons were then repurposed after this figure didn't really go out of mail. They didn't mail a lot of these, the vintage ones, which is now an outrageous price, like $500 some bucks and above for a vintage Savage He-Man. And then those weapons actually then got repurposed for Manny Faces when he was re-released, and they said now with new weapons, and they gave him all of Savage He-Man's weapons, and then they clearanced those off at like Ben Franklin and different stores like that, Montgomery Ward and stuff. So but this is what he would have similarly looked like with the black and brown hair. It was it was supposed to be. This is what He-Man was supposed to look like. It was the prototype. He was supposed to have brown hair and look like a caveman because he was a savage warrior, basically. And then they changed it. But that's One Dar.
$500.
Yeah, that's not $500 because that's a Mattel Creations
know.
exclusive that came out like last year. The other,
I'm sure you could probably find someone
I'm
asking
sure some idiot
$500
would
for them on
probably-
eBay.
yeah, the other actual vintage mail away that I do have is from Kenner Toys, and this was the Predator line that they put out in the mid 90s. This actually came out in 94, I believe. This is the Ambush Predator. It's all in translucent plastic, and it's discolored quite a bit.
Oh,
It's-
that's not intentional.
No,
Sorry, I
supposed to
have-
all
it's
be-
supposed to be all this clear on
the
his
center.
body, and it's kind of like a pink champagne now.
Yeah.
I have a really hard time considering anything from the 90s to be vintage.
It is now, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm with Corey.
Next year will be 30 years. So
Oh,
gross.
why?
but this was kind of the metallic arm claws. But this was a mail away that you could get. I tried to find some sort of information on it, like the ads for it. There's nothing. Even on the card backs to the figures, there's no mention that this is a mail away. But it is a mail away because it's not even listed as a cross sell on the back.
Wow.
It's got the Ambush Predator, and you can take off his mask.
All those vac metal
Yeah.
mask and
It's
weapons.
pretty awesome. I got this at the corner store where I bought a
Yeah,
whole bunch
man.
of these Predators and they're all 5.5 inch. So
There's a
they
part
fit
of
in
me
Is
well.
that-
there any kind of like real value to him, or is he just like, here's a thing? But
If it's missing his little, he has like a little armor chest plate that it's missing, but I bought that for 15. They probably go for 20, 25. They're not
it's not-
ridiculous.
yeah, no, it's
Pretty
not.
much all of those are about that price.
Yeah.
I mean, Josh will probably look up something where
There's a part of me that kind of likes the discoloration, right?
it makes it
Neat.
unusual. It does
I'd like
make
to
it-
see him all
Yeah,
clear, but
exactly.
Oh, this is discolored?
It is.
Oh,
supposed to all
So
be.
the head and arms and legs
Oh,
are all
wow.
discolored.
I was not listening to that.
Yeah,
part,
it's
apparently.
supposed to be all that same color in the body. Yeah, it's got that black chest piece that it's missing.
crazy.
And it's 17 complete.
17 by now complete.
Yeah, so they're not crazy, but I
Oh,
just
neat.
really like him because so if you have like a Joe figure and set him next to him, it pairs just about the right size for a predator being larger than a human,
Here we
and
go.
and like having him like kill that GI Joe.
This
So-
one's discolored. In the
Yeah, they're pretty much all discolored. So like having him
Oh,
next to
that's
him as
Not that next. Not that
yeah,
close.
that's a little
They get really bad too.
yeah. They're some but pretty dark. But yeah, like having him like next to him using those to pose is pretty cool. I have it at my parents' house. It was what? Oh yeah, that's what it's supposed to look like. So Kellogg's, speaking of mail away stuff, they used to do. I used to eat a lot of Sugar Smacks as a kid, and Diggum was their mascot, the little frog guy.
Mm-hmm.
And so you could actually mail in some box tops and some money and get a spoon that had Diggum on it, and it's like this metal, like a heavy
I remember that.
metal. I still have one.
Did not know that was
My,
his
my
name.
brother has the Fruit Loops one, the Toucan Sam,
Wow.
but I have Diggum, and it's still at my parents' house, and I should probably just get it at some point. But they made
And
these
eat
like
with it, obviously.
yeah, they're like pewter. They're like a heavy.
So there's lead in it, so you
They're probably
should-
That's cool.
Yeah, but so you could send those away and get those, and so I came across that while doing research, and I was like, oh yeah, I should probably print that off, and do that.
Yeah, I had no idea that. What's his name? Diggum.
Diggum.
Yeah, I had no idea that was
It was
his name.
Sugar Smacks, and then it became Honey Smacks later on because having the name Sugar Smacks on a cereal was not
Too
great, I guess.
obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, probably and I even have some vintage comic books that had cross sell in them as well, of like things that you might be able to order.
Ooh.
Let's go. So this is the vintage Motu comic book that came out from Star Comics, and I got some stuff marked here. We got hey kids, fly high with rainbow bubble gum, and then you could basically send in some wrappers. And let's see, what's it say? If your order form has been removed, please print your name, address, and zip code on a sheet of paper and tell us which kites that you want. Send $4.95, check your money order, and 2 wrappers for each kite ordered to Leaf Bubblegum Kite offer. So there's the rainbow gum.
Wow.
The best tasting bubble gums under the sun.
When you chew it, do you make a noise?
Probably.
Okay.
And then there's a Tang ad in here as well. Be a big orange big shot with Tang.
Maybe that's how Donald Trump became president. Sorry.
Not political.
This is a big orange big
the
shot
views of Corey Kennedy.
order form. There's like there's 12 different things you can get. There's your number one phone. This unique push button phone with cord is really something to talk about. That was only $10.
Tang phone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's tunes from Tang. This hot
It's a new
this,
album
this
or
hot
whatnot.
AM FM radio comes complete with headset. Batteries not included.
Is Pootie Tang?
Poontang?
That's T is for Tang. Slide into this oversized orange T-shirt. One size fits all.
Not true.
Suspenders from Tang. They're orange. They're adjustable, and they're a lot cooler than a belt.
That is true.
Brighten your life. Anyway, there's a bunch of stuff that you can order with Tang points, I guess. I don't know if they're actually Tang points, but
Well, I just searched Tang phone on eBay, and there's literally nothing. Nothing.
Nobody ordered one.
yeah. There's also Aurora, the closest thing to real racing, the ultimate hoe scale system. Bump-
HO.
HO.
Yeah.
Bumper to bumper door handle to door handle racing at its exciting best. Free AFX turbo car, $14 value. that you can
HO
send in.
scale is for like model trains.
Yeah.
Yeah. To get free car, purchase Aurora Firebird Frenzy Corvette Classic Formula One Dual or Z-Max Rally Set. 2. Mail in dated cash register receipt, the name and number in upper right corner of layout sheet instructions, and this coupon, no duplicate copies allowed. It's from the Tomy Corporation. So a bunch of
The hose scale. Sounds a lot better, though.
Bunch, yeah, exactly. And then the last one I have from another Master of the Universe comic is the Bonkers fruit candy bonks you out of this world with a robot watch. The Bonkers robot watch is 2 kinds of space age fun. On your wrist, it's a digital watch. Off the strap, it transforms into a robot. You can get it from Bonkers, the fruit candy with the super fruity middle. And Bonkers comes in 4 out of this world flavors: strawberry, grape, orange, and watermelon. Get a Bonkers robot watch for $3.95 and 3 Bonkers labels. Just 3. Send it in.
Can we add that to our list of sponsors that we read out at the beginning of the show?
Bonkers.
Yeah. Who's gonna know?
This came out in '86, so it's a few years old.
Fun.
But I was looking through all the comic books to see if they had old ads like that, and was lucky to come across a few of them.
Yeah.
Those vintage ads.
So that segues pretty well into the Transformers, in that there was a Transformer Time Warrior mail away watch.
Yep, I did see that. Where it
Yeah.
kind of opens up as the symbol. Is it the one you're talking about? Or are you looking at a different one?
I think is it that one that you're
Well,
looking at right there?
Yes, that one right there.
Yeah.
The Time Warrior. Yep, with the symbol opens up.
How's that working out, Jason?
It's great. They saw it. Yeah, I found this catalog when we were doing catalogs on the other episode, and yeah, it's really neat just to see the filling out the form section.
Mm-hmm.
Is yours filled out? Like
No.
some wishful kid was like,
Oh,
"Oh, I'm gonna
no.
get this," and then just like dreams are dashed.
I feel
Got
like
distracted.
I always filled them out.
Sure.
Yeah, because you're hopeful that your parents
Like,
aren't
find
poor.
this, Mom.
Dreams are dashed with Power Dasher.
As they're cleaning your room, like,
Yeah.
this is crap, and throw it away.
Yeah.
Yeah, please allow 6 to 8 weeks for delivery.
Mhm.
Offer good only in the United States, except where prohibited by law.
Fucking slow was the postal service in the 80s.
Yeah.
It took a while.
I know.
Took a while.
Like I just that devilfish, like I bought it on Thursday from a guy in California, and it was here today. Like,
Yeah, things
I'm gonna
have
start.
changed
I'm gonna
a
start
bit.
putting. Please allow 6 to 8 weeks for delivery and anything.
Yeah. Well, they delivered them by horses, I believe.
Yeah.
So there were a few Transformer ones way early on, this Power Dasher, but then there's the Omnibots. Spoody's got a couple of those right with him. He's got them. But, God, that's terrible. Anyway,
What's his face?
that is Shaft.
No, this
That's-
is
Can't shaft.
Down,
Camshaft.
that's,
Downshifts the white one.
no, downshifts the white one.
Yeah. The red one. So that's red.
It's Overdrive.
Overdrive.
And
Yeah.
Camshaft's.
Is this gray?
That's
That
great.
is gray.
Camshaft.
Cam.
I've been looking for a
Just the shaft.
downshift, but like a complete one's like $70.
Yeah.
That seems like a lot.
Yeah.
And I have found a robot point.
Hey,
Whoa.
send that in.
I know. No, it's only half a point.
What? Half a point?
Yeah, and those guys cost 4.
That's ridiculous. They only gave you half points?
I don't remember.
I don't know that there was anything
depends on what
G.I.
you
Joe that
got.
came with
Oh.
less than a full point.
The bigger the transformer, the
I
more
know.
points it had.
But then, like, the flag was only, I think, 30.
Oh, it came with 30 flag points?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember doing any Spooty as kids?
No.
Okay.
We should have.
I
we had a
know.
bunch,
Oh, I
so-
know.
Yeah, and you
Gosh
probably
dang.
could have found $1 somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's
So
hard.
there was also Reflector.
Yep.
Or Reflector.
It's not He-Man. It's Reflector.
Okay. I'm pretty sure it's an OR, but anyway.
Yes, he's cool.
So that came out in 86, 87. You could get them by mailing in $10 and 2 Robot points.
Robot.
Nothing. I wish that was still
Robot.
offer today.
Robot. Coupon.
That
You
was
could send in this coupon with your 2 robot points.
Well, lots of other toy lines did them too. I mean, there's the most famous of all time.
You talking about Boba?
We're talking about Boba.
There he is right there. So that was a
It's a good tea.
exclusive that you could get. The original one was a little rocket firing backpack.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, the moms of the 80s shot that down,
Those.
and they had to re-release it without a firing backpack.
That's dumb.
It is.
Because
Yeah.
like practically every toy my kid has shoots something out of it in some way or another.
Yeah. So it costs $5 for the shipping and handling of that for that Boba Fett. They also had this weird spider thing.
Oh yeah.
Now worth $1 bajillion.
Bomb.
Yeah.
Whatever it's called. These Star Wars people will know what it is, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Did you say pizza points? Turtles had mailaways?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't ever remember a
I
mail
have-
away
I
was just
bill
thinking
for
Pizza
turtles.
Hut.
No, I just know there were pizza points on the
No
package.
memory at all.
That just
Yeah.
made me think of like the
What
book it.
The
for
reissue
Pizza
figures
Hut.
don't have
Mhm.
pizza points. And I mentioned on the video, like,
That's right.
because I was looking on the back of the card. There's
Yeah.
no pizza points. I'm like, you made a reissue, but you couldn't make the points.
I didn't.
The pizza points.
I didn't pay attention. I'm gonna have to look when I get home to my HasLab figures to see if there's flag points on the back on the card backs. I just didn't pay attention.
There
So-
was even Thundercats did a Mumra.
Mumra.
that
8-inch
you could
Mumra.
get. It was a little tiny fella before he changed into
The full.
the Ever Living Mumra, the Ever Living, as he was always said. Thought I had a picture of it here. Ugh. On my printed out notes.
Can't remember the name of that. Those points.
There was a Clark Kent Superpowers
Yeah.
that was a mail away that you could get. I don't know where he's at. It was just the little like mummy figure, and he didn't have any articulation other than his arms. It was pretty worthless for Thundercats.
So if like one of those in the comic books you read said, and if you don't have this, just write your stuff down on a piece of paper. Like, how important were these proofs of purchases really?
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like you could just send in the money and they'd be like, yeah, here you go.
I don't know. Probably.
For any Star Trek fans out there, I don't know if any Star Trek fans listen.
Oh, of course they do.
Star Trek.
Star Trek, not Star
Trek.
Wars.
Okay.
So
So what's the difference?
Come on.
One's in outer space.
One's good and one's not.
Oh. Send hate mail to Corey Canny.
Hey, I didn't say the one's good and one's not thing. I thought it, and I didn't say it first.
Oh.
So they did for Deep Space Nine. They did a Commander Cisco, which is the picture there. This was from Playmates. It was the mail away Cisco. Of course, the only way you could get that figure was that you had to buy the Deep Space Nine Crossroads video game, and then from that, then you can mail it in. And only 4,000 of these were made, and it just shipped out in this plain plastic bag. That's pretty much what it looked like shipped out.
That's what most mail away Geo
Yeah,
Joe
they
stuff
were-
came out too.
That Ambush Predator came in like a plain white box,
Yep.
and it had like your shipping label. That was it. And
Yeah,
then
they all
the
either
stuff.
came in like a a lot of the Joe like the figures came in like just an envelope, like a bubble mailer
Right.
type envelope, and some of them came boxed. But like, yeah, there's been a trend lately that has been really fun to watch, and I guess it maybe has something to do with this. But it's like people have been posting their rejection letters from Hasbro,
Oh, fun.
like. And it's a thing I did when I was a kid too. Like I drew a thing that I thought was really cool. And I was like, "Hey Hasbro,
Oh,
make
sure.
this cool thing into a toy." And then you get like
Nah.
we have a team of people that does this for us, and thank you for your interest in blah 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 blah, and like a really really nice, kindly worded rejection letter that my 8-year-old self didn't understand was like kind of scathing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, don't fucking tell us how to do our jobs, basically. But yeah, I've seen several people post those lately, and
Yeah.
it's like, hey, here's your mail from Hasbro. If I still had mine, I would definitely frame it because that's
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
a cool piece
For
of
sure.
memorabilia.
Hasbro memorabilia.
Speaking of Hasbro,
Hey, bro.
they also did wrestlers, and they did
Mhm.
mail away wrestlers for those as well. They did 3 of them. They did a Bret the Hitman Hart version, like a variant of him, a Hulk Hogan variant, and then an Undertaker variant. And they are those 3 pictures there in the middle. Just kind of slight variants, especially the Hulk Hogan was probably the biggest one because it was all red instead of the yellow that he normally had in these wrestling figures from Hasbro. LJN Toys, they were famous for making actual wrestling toys first before Hasbro. They made the big dog toy wrestlers, basically the big rubber ones that were like 8-inch tall, that you could just like bang on the floor and basically turn into dog toys. They actually did one that says, "How do you get a wrestler in a mailbox? Easy, just send us the completed blank and we'll send you back these sturdy 8-inch action figures that are dead ringers of your favorite wrestlers by mail. They bend, they twist, they even come with their own poster. Send for your superstars now. Collect them all. It's not every day you get the chance to hold wrestlers like these in the palm of your hand. You could get Hulk Hogan, Superfly Snuka, the Iron Sheik, Big John Studd, and Andre the Giant.
Ooh.
Just
wasn't that
select the box and send your money to LJN Toys,
So cool.
and you too could get a wrestling figure.
Well, before we go today, is there any way they could do it now?
They do
I
it all
wish
the
they
time.
could. I wish they would.
Huh?
They do it all the time. I mean,
But a point system,
Right.
I
proof of purchase.
yeah. I mean, they could do it exactly the same way they did. You're buying. You're spending money for
And exclusives all the time.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, like, they could still put whatever points. Whoops, the points on the backs of Transformers and whatever Joe
the
stuff
box
comes out.
collectors would just. Oof.
Yeah, or throw it. I mean, people that are completionists would not get rid of that stuff.
Sure.
But it's a thing that they could do.
But how
Like
hard would that be
recognizing,
to,
like,
to counterfeit?
probably. Well, maybe yeah. That's true.
Or just put us like a, they have instructions in the box. Just put another slip
I
of paper.
suppose
in
like
there.
it could be
It's a
like it
point.
could be like anything. It could have it could be like a thing inside the box that's got a serial number on it, and
Right.
it's unique to every single one. Like just like your credit card or your social security number or whatever. But yeah, it's just I see it as like I've always seen like the point system as like an appreciation for, hey, thanks for spending money with us. Take this little coupon that's on the packaging and send it in.
It makes
and
the transaction
Yeah.
more legit. And
yeah, like here's the thing. Send us these things plus the $1, and we're just gonna throw these in the trash when we get them. But it's something fun for you. But it could be done. I don't
suppose they
see that.
just throw them in the trash.
Yeah,
I try not to think about that.
all the flag points and stuff. And
They're just like,
yeah, you get
dump, dump,
yeah,
dump.
yeah, dump. Here's the $1. We're a multi-million-dollar company
Yeah.
at that point.
There's like
The
there's
dollar
like
goes in
two
there
there's
too.
like two bins. It's like money and then trash, and it's like
yeah, and the money just goes into a pillowcase that the CEO sleeps
exactly.
on. Yeah.
I wish they just like instead of like Build-A-Figures being separated into boxes,
Yeah.
you could just call it an
Yeah.
exclusive and not have to buy the whole line because there's 2 in there that you don't want to buy,
Yeah.
but you could
Or
send
or
in.
like comes with a number, and you're like, this is
Or
it's 1 through 5 or something, because it's usually 5 pieces for a Build-A-Figure, and then just send in if you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then send it in with some money, and then you get your Build-A-Figure.
Has
It's
anybody
still, you can still call it Build-A-Figure, but just say it's a mail away Build-A-Figure.
Has anybody looked at like at secondary market prices for completed Build-A-Figures? Like, how much are they on eBay? Like,
I
if you want
haven't.
the Build-A-Figure but you don't want any of the other stuff, like, it'd be cheaper probably to get on eBay and find it completed than it would have been to buy all those figures. But
Yeah, it's usually at least as much as the figures cost, but then maybe a little more. I don't think they go like some of
Crazy.
them go up and above.
I've never
Depends how
looked at
farther
it, I
away
guess.
from the current
Yeah.
they get.
so you spend $100 on 5 figures to get the Build-A-Figure, and then someone's charging $100 for the Build-A-Figure. Then yeah, I get like just buying them all if you want that figure. But if you can get it for 50,
because then you get 5 more figures plus the build.
but
Sure.
if you didn't want them,
If you
No.
just want the Build-A-Figure
Yeah.
figure.
I feel like I really need
Right.
that whatever complete waste of money Marvel figure that is.
Well, anyway, it was a really
The only
Yep.
you say waste of money one, but the only one that I've ever seen that I would actually want was they do a Build-A-Figure of Mean Gene Orklin. It's the only way you can get him is if you obviously buy the other wrestlers, which I don't really want the other. I just want Mean Gene,
Yeah,
but you have to build him.
yeah, because
Same
you want
for-
Mean Gene for all of your other wrestling stuff
Exactly.
that you do because
Exactly.
he's like he was a staple of.
Or just create
80s wrestling
Mean
for-
Gene Orko.
Yeah.
Lind.
well, mailways. Yeah, it's a neat concept. It's sad it's not really a thing anymore,
Yeah.
and
It is.
I think we all have regrets we didn't do more of it. That's awesome, Corey, that you did do it a lot.
I did a lot. Yeah,
That's
I mean,
really
there were a
cool.
lot of vehicles that I didn't, but most of those.
Vehicles, too.
What?
Yeah, but it was like
Gosh.
the vehicles that were mailaways were like 80s vehicles that were still available in the 90s, and I already had them.
Mm.
Most of the stuff I did was figures that weren't available at retail.
Super cool. Well, all right, let's take a quick break. We're going to tell you all about our podcast network, the PFPN. It's really cool.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.
All right, we're back, and now it's time for Elgin to take us on a store tour.
All right, today's store is brought to you by Ostradamus Toys. I sent it out on a chat on Instagram and asked if anybody had some local ones that they want to talk about, and Oz sent this one, and it's called Random Treasures. It's 6202 Hazelwood Avenue, Rosedale, Maryland. He said it was in the Baltimore area, so I think it's just a suburb of that. Features toys that are, quote, vintage, retro, and today, including Motu, LG, and Wrestlers, Transformers, G.I. Joe, Cabbage Patch, Care Bears, Star Wars, and Marvel DC. They also actually have newer toys from the Zolo world, which are like Galaxy Warriors bootleg, but like new bootleg toys, which actually are pretty cool. So they have kind of new stuff as well, but a lot of random, as the name says, random treasures in there. They actually have a section with the Care Bears and like Cabbage Patch dolls that says cutesy stuff or something like that, or cutesy toys, or and they section it off. So it'd be a cool place to
Do they
go
have
see.
Beanie Babies?
They might. I didn't see any in the pictures, but you could ask Oz.
They're all the rage.
Yeah, all the rage abroad. Anyway, that's called Random Treasures at 6202 Hazelwood Avenue, Rosedale, Maryland. Thanks, Oz.
Thanks, Oz.
Thanks, Oz.
All right, it's time to hear from you guys. It's Corey Kenny with Talking Toys.
All right. Talking toys. What do you think? Mailaways. Adam Saker, he chimed in, and it was so impressive that I'm not going to read any others. He said, only toys I have any memory of mailing away for was the Han Stormtrooper, Ghost of Obi, and Bomar Monk. I don't know.
That's that spider that I was talking about
Okay.
earlier.
From the POTF2 era. What does POTF stand for?
Power of the Force.
Yes.
Power of the Force 2 era. And when is that? Is that 90s?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so...
Here's that spider that he's talking about.
Okay.
Ooh.
Is
It was
that the Bomer thing?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
the Boomer Monk.
Boomer? It's like B apostrophe
yes.
Omar.
Yeah.
Okay, so the B apostrophe Omar Monk.
So it was basically a character that you see for a half of a second
Yep.
in a vague silhouette in the background that wouldn't even warrant a name, much less an action figure. But if you thought that, you're apparently very, very unfamiliar with Star Wars fandom. Not only does the thing have a name, the Bomar Monk, but it's a member of an entire fraternity of monks living beneath Jabba's palace, who often put their brains inside BT-16 perimeter droids.
What?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
So it's like it's
Wow.
basically the same kind of cash grab that Motu's doing with the pig boy.
Yeah, basically.
Retcon.
Yeah.
He says that's pretty much. That's because I was finally old enough to convince my parents to help me get them. I'm pretty sure I have them. I still have them in a tote somewhere. Well, dig them out, I almost said
Yeah.
dig them out, Adam, and show them off because I want to hear. I want to see. I want to see if your B apostrophe Omar Monk still has his legs.
But only show them off for like a half a second.
Yeah.
But in a vague silhouette of
like
a shadow.
just kind of in the background as you're walking past to go to the bathroom, and then that's the end.
And then put it back in that tote.
Yeah, where it belongs because it's Star Wars. The end.
Awesome. Thanks, Adam. All right. Well, it's about time to go. Before we go, definitely want to remind everyone that if you like what you're hearing, you want to help support the show, you can do that easily and freely by just telling a friend. Just say, hey, friend,
Hey, friend.
do you like being entertained?
Yes.
No. Do you like learning about toys?
I don't like being entertained.
Said no one. Your friend is dumb. Anyway, or if you wanted to do more, you can go to patreon.com/cracktasticplastic. It's a way to help send us a couple bucks to help keep the show going. You know, all them fees and things. We appreciate it. And I want to give a shout out to those who have so far. We got Tony Miller. Cool dude.
Hey, Tony.
Chris Turnip Simmons.
Hey, Chris Turnip Simmons.
Peter Glinsman.
Hey, Peter Linsman.
And Alex LaForest.
What's
Thanks,
up,
guys.
Al?
Thanks so much. You guys are pretty cool.
Yeah.
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 You know what else is cool? Apple reviews. Man,
Those
you
are
should do
so
that. Just go there. Just leave a 5-star review.
I like the red ones.
So
All right,
refreshing.
It's time to go. I've had enough of this.
Oh, I get it.
I gotta go mail in some things,
'Cause it's a fruit joke, I think.
Yeah.
which
I
isn't
like
a
Honey
thing.
Crisp is my favorite.
I like Gobble.
Sugar puffs.
You would.
Yep.
I do.
Hey, thanks for watching, everybody, and listening.
Apple Jacks.
See you next
See you
time.
later.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast. But not so fast, my foul fiends. Don't forget to follow these fools on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And visit cracktasticplastic.com. I'll be back.
Well, hey, thank you for listening to today's episode. You want more? Then check out how you can support this independent podcast at patreon.com/cracktasticplastic.